Yo, what is up guys, I'm back on a review here. This time we have the 88 Romelu Lukaku. Now, I've actually had him two times now. First time around I had him alongside Werner, and then second time around he's actually my FUT Champs team for this weekend. I went 5-0 to qualify, and then I just kind of abandoned the rest of the games. So then I could just get the main qualification points you need, because I just can't be arsed. But yeah, anyway, so this is the team I'm running him in. He's actually a really good player. He's in my FUT Champs team, so take that how you will. On stats, he's got 84 pace, 87 shooting, 74 passing, 78 dribbling, and 83 physical. So on paper, looks like an okay card, but he's actually a lot better than you may think. But I'll speak more about that after. Please like, subscribe, and peace.
Come in, come in. I can seat you by the fire. Listen, listen. There's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright. But I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time.
So on to positive and negatives then. So first positive, it's gonna be a weird one and you're not gonna expect it, but considering he's 6'3", right, and he's got a quite low pace for what you would expect, right? With the engine chem style, I don't know if it's because the chem style's boosted, didn't it? But generally speaking, he actually feels quite fast in game. It felt probably better than most centre backs, to be fair. When you put him through and like trigger him through and send him go, he will not get caught, and I don't know why. And even if he does get caught, you can just hold L2 or maybe I don't really know what it is on Xbox, LT, and he'll just hold them off because he's a big, massive guy. So yeah, the pace actually felt surprisingly good, so I did enjoy that about him. Next for me is going to be tap positioning. Now the tap position 89, as I just mentioned, when you trigger the runs with him, I felt this was one of his best stats, to be honest. Like, he would always be in the right positions, and when you didn't have the ball with him, he would make another run. So he'd maybe make a decoy run or play him into him, and then you just finish it on either foot, which will lead me on to my next point. His finishing was actually really deadly. You'd expect it, to be honest, 92 with a 4-star weak foot. Either foot, it would like bang it quite nicely, as long as you're shooting a cross goal or near post, because I feel like finesses, even if you got good finesse stat, it's probably not going to go in against like the big keepers. Next up is obviously the shot power. Now you'd expect this about Romelu, like he's just got massive shots on him, really powerful shots, and if you hit it across goal with the power, it will probably go in most times, as long as the keeper, as I said, isn't cracked. Next up for me is one I don't really touch on that much, but because it's a high stat, I am going to touch on it. The 88 penalty is actually quite nice for him. Unfortunately speaking, I did have one penalty, and I bottled it. I went right for once, and I missed it. The guy saved it, so the penalties, that wasn't really his fault, but it is quite high stat, so he is quite a well-rounded striker for that finishing, shall I say. Next up for me is going to be the agility. Now this is actually very surprising about him. You're probably going to be looking at me like I'm an idiot right now, but the agility, at 65 for 6'3", he actually felt a lot more agile than you'd expect. Like, he could twist and turn probably just as well as like some 80 agility kind of players. Like, it's actually quite nice for him. Like, I know most people wouldn't expect it, but like when you play against him, you'll actually understand his agility is actually quite nice. Or watch Manny's MMT, you'll understand his agility then as well. Next up for me is going to be the reactions. Now the reactions, anything above a 90, I always put the positive. I don't really notice it like between 80 to 99, but there we go, 91. It is still good for him, so he can react really fast to the ball. Next up for me is going to be the composure. Now this goes hand in hand with the finishing. These two with the 4-star weak foot allow him to be a really deadly finisher in and around the box. It just allows him to, when he's in that one-on-one situation, more of the time than like not, he will finish it. So that's what you need out of a striker realistically. Next up for me is going to be the heading accuracy. Now this was actually really good for him at 6'3". Let's just say the jump is not really the best, but the heading accuracy, well, he's up in the air. Not many centre backs are really tall than that, especially the fast ones this year. A lot of people are using them. Not as tall as that. Like Klosterman's not as tall. Lacroix isn't as tall. Kimpembe's not. Marquinhos isn't. Kunde's not. All of these centre backs, the fast ones, aren't as tall as that, so he will probably win the headers against them. So that is really nice about him. Last for me is obviously be a key stat about Lukaku. Now this is the big man himself. 6'3" with 95 strength is really, really nice. Like, he can hold off most players, if not all players on the game. So that is a really good stat about him. But that's all for the positives. Now let's go to the negatives. So I'm not going to lie, right, there's actually not that many negatives. Like, I am really struggling. I had to ask my mate that's using him as well, see if he's got any as well, because genuinely he's actually a really good card for 50, 60k. But first I'm going to go with the passing. Now most strikers tend to have bad passing. I have boosted it with the engine. I do recommend you put the engine chem style on him. I don't think the passing is necessarily that bad, but generally speaking, if you look at those stats, they're not actually the best. So generally all the passing stats that you could probably expect better out of like a lot better player. Like, let's just say you've got like a choice of Lukaku and you've got a choice of like, I don't know, Van Persie, and you really want a player that can pass the ball as well. So you get the Van Persie. Obviously, well, that's kind of an obvious one, but like, you get what I mean. Like, the passing striker, if you need passing and you really care about it on a striker, go for the better passing one, because he's not actually the best at it. Next for me is going to be balance. Now the balance actually kind of counteracted the strength a little bit at times. I know most of the time, obviously with the strength, he will hold the players off, but let's just say it's a equally strong defender, maybe like 90 strength, like a Van Dijk swing, let's say, and they go shoulder to shoulder with him, they might knock him off and the balance might go a little bit uneven, and then he'll lose a chance to shoot and that. So just be wary of that at times. Next for me, I touched on the positives. It was the jumping. Now the jumping for him isn't really the best. Like, I know he's 6'3" and it doesn't really matter, but it could be a lot better. Like, if he had like, let's just say 85 jumping or above, he would be an absolute unit in the air. Like, it would be ridiculous, but it's still not bad. But it's just, I'm nitpicking deliberately because it's actually a really good card. Next up for me is going to be stamina. This is one of the big letdowns about Lukaku. Although you don't really notice it in the 90 minutes, I'm sure when you get to FUT Champs level, because obviously in Div Rivals it's 90 minutes only. In FUT Champs, you'll start to see him get tired by probably 110, 100th minute. He will get tired because he's only got 71 stamina, so that is really not the best for him, I'm not going to lie. Now, last for me, I know I put the agility in the positives only because, right, it's a lot better than you'd expect. So sometimes he can be a little bit stiff in and around the box. Let's just say you need like an agile strike to twist and turn. He's not really going to be that guy. He will turn quite fast sometimes. Like, it's weird because sometimes he is quite agile, but sometimes he's not. Like, it's like put your arm in the hat and hope for the best. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Like the Gattuso quote. But that's all for the positives and negatives. Now let's go to overall score. So overall for Lukaku, I actually really do enjoy the card. I'm going to use him for this weekend league. That's how much I enjoy the card. He actually is really, really good. As you've seen in the first clip on the first minute of the video, he's in like a really nice team with a 5-3-2. I really do enjoy the card. So overall, I'm giving him an 8.8. I think that's perfectly fair for him. He is still a good card, but I feel like so pretty much I'm putting that rating on just at the start, not over the whole year. Otherwise, there's loads of cards that are a lot better for the same rating that I'm going to put him as. So that's just for the start of the year. I think 8.8. He's actually a really good card overall. So get him if you want to try him out. If you need a good striker from the Premier League, he is that striker. So anyway, I've got nothing more to say. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and peace.